Money man in the thing of a T and playing no games. Should already know my name when I speak in CC play. Got my YouTube poppin', man. Like, subscribing, everything in between. You already know. Money man. You already know I'm having
Coach Prime. They ain't believe in us, but we did. Now watch this. They said I was flash, just Prime's little man. Till I dropped bombs with a wrist full of plan. Went from HB's heat to the draft day screen. Now I'm suited up, throwing dots in the league. They ain't post the grind, just posted the goal. Didn't show the nights when my mind went cold. Now I'm front page, game got clean. 12 on my back, but I still rep the drove. They ain't believe me, now I'm throwing threes. FP gold, throwing touchdowns with ease. Hold them all, just give me time. Now the whole world see I'm prime. They ain't believe me, but I stayed down. Coach ain't on froze, now I run this time. They ain't believe me, but I stayed down. Coach ain't on froze, now I run this town. Check the tapes, I ain't missing a clutch. Pockets stay clean, I don't fold on the rush. Media talking, but my stats speak loud. Went from memes to the face of the crowd. I ain't just a QB, I'm a brand with a code. Every step I took, had to carry that load. But I ain't blink once, I just stepped with grace. Now my data screenshot, every play I lace. They ain't believe me, now I'm throwing threes. FP gold, throwing touchdowns with ease. Told them all, just give me time. Now the whole world see I'm prime. They ain't believe me, but I stayed down. Put chain on froze, now I run this town. They ain't believe me, but I stayed down. Put chain on froze, now I run this town. They didn't believe I could lead, didn't believe I could win. But belief ain't required, results are. From the Sandlaw throws to the Pro Bowl dreams. Built from fire, raised by kings. They ain't believe me, but I believe twice. Now I'm QB1 and it's the price. They ain't believe me, now I'm throwing threes. FP gold, throwing touchdowns with ease. Hold them all, just give me time. Now the whole world see I'm prime. They ain't believe me, but I stayed down. Chain on froze, now I run this town. They ain't believe me.
What going on? PC, Mona, Jamel, what going on, man? We know we early with that thing. I was trying to wait till they start live streaming this press conference with Coach Prime. You know, this is whatever the week is. What, week 3, week 4? I think it's week 4 of the college football season. And the Buffs are 1-2, man. 1-2, and they still trying to figure out their quarterback situation. So let me go ahead and do my little spiel, my little viral hook real quick. Coach Prime is about to hold on. Let me start over now. Coach Prime is about to drop a major decision that could change Colorado's entire season, and it all comes down to who starts at quarterback against Wyoming. I'm telling you, this gonna be Miss Robinson. What's going on? RLC, what's going on? Miss Shirley, what's going on? Sakes for God, what's going on? I'm telling you, this decision, who's gonna play quarterback this week, is a big one. Now, I already know they got Colorado winning this game by a big margin, but at the same time, who's gonna be the quarterback moving forward? That's the decision Coach Prime got right now. Now, we done seen Kate Salt play against Georgia Tech. And now that Georgia Tech loss ain't looking too bad. Far as what I mean by that is Colorado, if they turn this thing around, which they should, if they turn this thing around and potentially could be in the Big 12 championship and in the top 12 to make it to the college football playoffs, the committee that ranks the team can look at the Georgia Tech loss as a good loss. I know it sounds crazy. But they can actually look at that loss as a good loss and bump up Colorado in the rankings just because Georgia Tech is now ranked. They rank number 18, and they potentially could compete for the ACC championship. So now Colorado losing by 7 because they take the score in account too. They take the score in account, losing by 7 don't look too bad. But like I said, the biggest thing is right now, who's gonna be the quarterback? They don't went live. Hold on. The biggest thing right now, who's gonna be the quarterback? Now, if you want K-Salt, you got an argument for that. If you want Stars to stay in there, you got an argument for that. If you want Juju to get in there, you got an argument for that. It's an argument for all three of them. But I still say this is a good problem to have. It's a good problem to have. I still say that. Because now, whoever you decide to roll with, I think this game right here decides who he gonna move forward with for the rest of the season. Because you can't keep going back and forth, doing a quarterback carousel, merry-go-round, playing tag. You can't keep going back and forth, trying to figure out who your quarterback gonna be. Now, like I said, K-Salt and Star, they bring a different dynamic to the game. K-Salt, more the runner. Star, more the pocket passer, but he got the athletic ability to run. Now, Juju, he more like Shedeur. That's what I want to say. Juju, more like Shedeur. I'm telling you, just because he's sitting in that pocket, even though he got a little athletic ability, but run first ain't his thing. And we can see Star can run that thing, and he get up in there, he don't slide, none of that. He gonna go head on in that thing. So, yeah. And the defense, I'm more concerned about the defense than anything. I ain't even that concerned about who gonna be quarterback, because the offense got a lot of weapons that no matter who the quarterback is, if they have decent quarterback play and the other players for the running backs and the receivers go off, Colorado can still put up points. But the defense, like I told y'all the last time I was live talking about Colorado, they need to stop the run. They need to figure out how to stop the run. And I told y'all that was the first thing Coach Prime was going to say. And after the game, when he was in the locker room, that was exactly what he said. We got to stop the run. We got to be able to control them trenches. They gave up 200 plus yards on the ground. And it's crazy. Like, I ain't even think Houston was going to come out like that. I ain't know what Houston had, but I ain't think Houston was going to come out and dominate the way they did. Hey, that's part of the game, Moni, how you say it? K-Salt need to read better. I'm telling you, there's a reason why they went with Star instead of Salter. I'm telling you. They got DJ McKinney out there right now. But I'm telling you right now, they're going to have to figure that defense out. And DJ McKinney played bad. I don't know what they defense was looking at. They played horrible. And it's you can't win no game with the defense playing like that. I don't, cause they was bending, but then it just broke because the offense wasn't scoring no point. But giving up that many rushing yards to the quarterback again, because the same thing happened with Georgia Tech. Cause I told y'all then, I said, even though I think Haynes King a whole lot different dynamic and better player than that Houston quarterback, but he a dog. So now he coming to the point of, well, is you gonna be able to stop the run, get off the field, hold down the time of possession and put it in your favor? That's the big question. That's the big question. Let's see what they talking about over there. They don't want to add it. Move slow. There it is.
It's a little frustrating, but honestly, we learn from it. It's still early on in the season. We got a lot of kinks to work out, but it's a long season. It's gonna be bumps in the road. We can't get too high in the highs, can't get too low in the lows. We got to stay constant and just keep the same mindset of improving each week.
Hey DJ, we were talking to Preston after the game, and he was talking about how you guys play a lot of man, and you definitely play one of the highest percentages of man in the country. What are the challenges that come along with that?
Challenges. I really see it as like, yeah, they're gonna run us off. Try to run the ball and then run the ball right behind us as the receivers are running us off. But I don't really see any challenges. We just gotta fly to the ball as a unit. Like I said, make sure I get our eyes turned around, fly to the ball. But I feel like the man helps us. It helps our linebackers, our D line make faster decisions also because they don't have to worry about the eligibles running down the field. They focus on the run more. So that's how I see it.
Just we saw Macari get some good run last week. Coach said after the Delaware game that he's been working really hard to kind of get some more reps and push for a starting spot. Just kind of what have you
Robert, you ain't lied on that.
His study of the game, he's deep in his playbook.
That one too.
He actually cares about what goes on in the other position. Means like not just knowing his own job, but knowing safety's position, where the linebackers are going to be. Just where to fit and play off, so he can play fast and free. So that's what I like most about him. He's just real detailed.
Thanks, DJ.
Yes, sir. Thank y'all.
It what Coach Prime had to say right after the loss. I don't play it again for y'all that didn't hear it.
Faced adversity and felt like we would overcome it. Right now, to be honest with you, I'm lost for words because there's no way anybody could have told me that we were going to come down here and get our butt kicked. When I'm talking about getting your butts kicked, when we give up 209 yards rushing, that means we were out physical. And when we only gained 96 yards running the football, that means we weren't physical. We gave up certain plays. Everybody in here that played in the game could account for at least a play or two that you won't back, that you didn't make the best of your opportunity. And that's what life consists of, opportunity. If you don't make the best of your opportunity, there's no way you could be successful. Then if you had those opportunities and you got to figure out why you keep not taking advantage of the opportunities. We find ourselves in a losing position. Most of us are not coming to that position. We keep doing the same old things we've always done, and we're going to get the same old things we've always got. Some of you got out there and took the opportunity to play your butts off, and I'm truly proud of you. I'm praying for those ones who are injured. I can't wait till you recover so you can get back and do what God has blessed you to do. But now you need to have a self-examination because we got a long flight back. Usually take, I don't know how long for us to pack up everything and get on the plane and take off. But you need to self-analyze yourself. And don't point fingers at others, but look at yourself first and see what you could have done so that we could have came out victorious. I still believe in you. We still love you. We still appreciate you. We still feel like we're going to have a winning season, and I know we are because we like that. You just got to believe that. Let's have a wonderful night.
Practice every day in the mornings when I first got here, when I didn't have a car. So we kind of built that relationship, just for him taking me to practice, waking up in the morning, him taking me home. So, I love being out there with Ben because one thing about Ben, he's going to fly around. He's going to go make plays. So, it was a good thing to be out there with Ben.
Hey, Tawfiq, have you talked to Cam Silman-Craig at all? I know he was kind of boosting you a little bit on social, but I don't know if you have a personal relationship with him because that's a guy, kind of taking over the number, similar position. Have you heard from him at all?
Yeah, we talk social media and through text. He's on me all the time. He'll watch the practices and say, "Oh, why are you not first in drills? Or why are you not first in conditioning?" So he just has that leadership even when he's not here, just trying to hold me accountable because he know the position I'm in. I'm in his number. I'm in his spot. So I have to take on that role, and that's something I don't take on lightly.
few games now, how would you evaluate and kind of grade the communication defensively, right? I mean, there's a lot of new guys who have played together a ton before. How's that gone?
Yeah, like you said, it's a whole bunch of new guys coming from different schemes, different languages. So, just trying to get together. Right now, it's about 70, 80% where it should be. We always want to be at 100%. But, it's just something that we got to work through practice and work through reps and just getting familiar with each other.
Hey, Tuffy, Pat Graham, Associated Press. I was just curious, how much do you rely on your older brother, kind of what he's gone through and to make it to the next level? And how much do you talk to your, I think is it your younger brother who's at Middle Tennessee?
Well, my older brother, yeah.
Yeah. How much do you rely on those two? I mean, just to help you.
Yeah. We feed off each other. Sometimes when, my brother has a late game or early game where I can kind of watch it and, we watching the hotel, we talk before the game, we just motivate each other. Let's work today. Let's do this today because we know what's at stake. We know what the name we're trying to live up to. Always having a older brother in the NFL, you're always going to be looked at different. People are going to view in a different microscope just because of who he is. So, it's something I don't take lightly. Just the film, watching film was one thing I took from my brother. Big aspect. If you prepare for your opponent, then you're always going to know what to do. You're never out there nervous if you're prepared. So.
I just want to ask a follow up to that because that was my question actually. But just growing up, you have a big family from what I understand. And just growing up with those guys, and what was the family dynamic like, and how much do you guys talk about being in this position at some point in your life?
Yeah, the family, it was competitive. Me and my brother, we played one-on-one football like it was do or die, like when we were little. So we were going at it, putting on pads in the house, hitting and running up, stuff like that. So it's a good feeling when you have brothers who already done it and who are still doing it because you can feed off each other.
Yeah, he do.
Give each other points.
I think he got his spot back for real.
So you can learn it.
Tuffy, DJ was in here saying that the key for you guys is to start playing faster and just kind of getting your rhythm early in the game. I mean, the first quarter this week, do you view it as kind of a game of it in its own, just trying to limit the damage early and try to maybe set the tempo early with what you guys can do?
Yeah, as a defense, you want to get on to a fast start. You never want to be playing behind where you're trying to chase and have to rely on the offense to go make plays. So that's been a big emphasis this week is to start fast. Today in practice, we started practice with a competition, just to get them juices flowing and get going and getting used to starting fast. Because, you've seen in Houston, we're down 13-0 in the first quarter, and now we're playing catch-up ball the whole game. You never want to live in that spot, especially on defense. So, starting fast is definitely something we're working on this week. Appreciate you. Thank you.
Now, I think y'all was saying they need to go to a 4-3. I don't think it matter what defense they run. If the D line can't play and be physical, it ain't gonna matter what defense you play. But it's both sides of the ball. Like the offensive line, they were blocking in some instances, some plays. But other plays, they were looking like 2023 Colorado offensive line. I don't know what's up with that. But at the same time, when they did give them time, the receiver wasn't getting open. But yeah, they need to wrap up. They need them to be more physical and run through their tackles. Wrap up and run your feet. Ain't no just grabbing and falling, reaching. Make contact. Run your feet. Big Bear like 3 a lot. Man, they look. They're about to be right here. It's about to be tough. Who the other safety? I think it was Stoudemire and I think they were putting. No, they had Vickers at corner. I think Vickers was number 10 at corner. But I want to look at the schedule real quick. So now they playing Wyoming Saturday at 10:15 on ESPN. Y'all know I'm probably gonna be live for that. Cause we're gonna live stream. Then they got BYU 2 weeks from now. BYU at 10:15. So they playing them late game. They good. Yeah, they do. Yeah, I don't know what Vicker was on. He was getting him and Hodge. What's going on, Ken? Him and Hodge, they were getting destroyed, embarrassed. But as y'all see right here, man, they gotta win. They gotta win the game. I'm expecting them to win this game. Wyoming. It's something like kind of like Delaware. But I ain't saying, I ain't discounting no opponent. But they gotta win this game. They gotta be 2-2 going in against BYU. Now, we all know what happened in the Alamo Bowl with BYU. There's gonna be a game that's gonna determine a lot for as is this offensive line that physical? In defensive line, how physical are they? Because right now, the only thing that was missing at BYU is their quarterback. They got suspended and had to transfer or whatever. But right now, they is 2-0. BYU 2-0, and they played Portland State, beat them 69-0, and Stanford beat them 27-3. Stanford done fell all the way off. Let me go back to Wyoming real quick. Wyoming 2-1. They beat Akron 10-0. Then they beat Northern Iowa 31-7. And then they lost to Utah 31-6. So it looked like Utah coming out swinging with some stuff. Because we see BYU, like, it get tough now. That Big 12 play, them next 4 games in Big 12, that going to really determine the season. I'm telling you right now. That's what I'm saying. Oh, man, you need to sit down. I look. Yeah, 8-4, 75 at these season. They need to win at least 6 games. They need to win at least 6 games. Just so they can get a bowl berth, and then potentially get a nice little bowl game for 6-win team and win. And then you build off of that. You know what I'm saying? But the high ceiling is Big 12 championship game. But I'm telling you right now, the BYU game and the TCU game were the next 4 period. Because TCU ain't no joke. The way they came out and beat North Carolina 48-14, and then Abilene Christian, they played 42-21. They dropping 40 points a game right now. They about to play SMU. So they're going to be a real test for them, SMU. And then they got Arizona State before they play Colorado. But BYU going to determine if this team physical or not. Georgia Tech, they showed me they were physical. But they couldn't stop the run. And Houston, they showed me they weren't physical. But now, Wyoming, I could see Deion going back to the 3 quarterbacks. I can see him playing all 3 quarterbacks again. I can see him starting then bringing in Salter, and then bringing in Juju. That's what I can see. I don't know what's going to happen. He ain't came up there yet. But I can see that happening. But my main concern is the defense. Now, going back to the schedule, Iowa State ranked number 12, Utah ranked number 16. Now, I ain't saying they're going to be a hard out to beat. But Iowa State, they 4-0 right now. They 4-0. They beat Kansas State 24-21. That was the first game. Then they played South Dakota 55-7. Then they played Iowa 16-13. Then they played Arkansas State 24-16. Now they got Arizona and Cincinnati before they play Colorado. Iowa State might end up being 7-0 when they play Colorado. So they're going to be probably ranked in the top 5 by the time they play Colorado. And then Utah, let me look at it one more time. Utah 3-0 right now. They play UCLA. Everybody know UCLA trash this year. UCLA 43-10, Cal Poly 63-9, and Wyoming 31-6. They really ain't played no competition until they play Texas Tech. Texas Tech ranked number 17 right now. They ranked number 17 right now. So you got 3 Big 12 teams that rank. You got 3 Big 12 teams that rank. Colorado gonna have to pull out of them 4 games. They probably gonna have to win to have a chance to play in the Big 12 championship. They definitely gonna have to beat. You want to win all 4 of them. Now you ain't got no question. But you gotta beat BYU. You gotta beat BYU and TCU. You gotta win those games. You gotta win both of them games. Now, the ranked teams, that's where it's gonna come to where, okay, maybe you can drop one of them. Like if you drop Iowa State and then beat Utah, you still might have a chance to play for the Big 12 championship. But if you drop both of them, you're not playing for the Big 12 championship. And if you lose 3 out of the 4, you definitely ain't playing for the Big 12 championship. Because you already 0-1. So you can probably lose 1 more conference game and be in the running to play for the Big 12 championship like they did last year. But that's a big if. No different from the Browns. Yeah, it way different from the Browns. But now he's going to be ready. He's going to have to be ready because he ain't got no more chances. K-Soda ain't got no more chances. So that's why, the opportunity was there. He shouldn't have never gave it up. Now, I know he probably nervous and all that and trying to force stuff because of his situation. But come on, dog. I seen the highlight. When he comfortable, the boy a dog. When he comfortable, the boy a dog. Boy, he taking forever to come out there, boy. But they still alive. Hold on. Yeah, they still alive. He taking forever to come up here. Well, yeah, what y'all think? Yeah, win all of them, then you ain't got no question. I'm about to drop a bomb. Gas. I'm expecting, this is my opinion now, that he gonna play all 3 quarterbacks again. Who y'all think gonna start? What y'all think he gonna who y'all think he gonna come out and name the starter? I don't think he gonna name a starter, but I think he gonna play all of them. But I could be wrong. He could name a starter. But yeah, play all of them. That's what I'm thinking gonna happen. Juju. What y'all think the record gonna be in these next 4 games? Well, after Wyoming, BYU, TCU, Iowa State, Utah. You need to go with Juju. Beast mode. Who beast mode? Who beast mode? It's alter that line. I hold them enough for Juju. At that point, you could let Ponder play. I don't even know who Ponder is. 3-1. You talking about this dude, Dominique Ponder, 6'5". Colton Allen. Where did dude come from? Oh, Jackson State. FAMU. Who he played with? There you go.
Marveled at the stops they've had, the elevation that they've climbed to, and the opportunities they've been afforded, and they've taken advantage of it. And he's just another good one, good guy. I always have someone who reach out to me and tell me about the character of the not only the team but the coaches that I'm getting ready to coach against. And this gentleman is unbelievable. He has done a fantastic job with the opportunity afforded, coming from the defensive back in the safeties since 2020. So he has understanding of this university, and he's done a heck of a job, man. So proud of him, proud to be up against him. I can't wait to see how we match up. Students of the week, Tawfiq Bayard, who's been playing his butt off as well, and Mantrez Walker out of Georgia. Team notes. Shout out to volleyball and soccer. Volleyball is 9-0. Wow. We wish we were them. Just the second time in program history. I just asked for someone to put schedules. We need all the athletic schedules in the dining hall so we could support one another, because we don't know. We sit there and eat with them all the time. And I was just talking to, I forgot which team it was, lacrosse. And like, when do y'all play? What's the schedule? And I want to know so we could come and support them. But shout out to the volleyball team. Soccer is 6-1. I love their coaching staff. I love those guys. They've lost a lot of weight and they're looking real good. They're eating right, looking healthy. I love those guys to life. And they hit that portal hard, didn't they? They hit it hard. I'm proud of them. They have a Big 12 opener at home against Kansas State on Thursday night. That looked like prenup feel to me. When you've been through what I've been through, that looks like prenup to me. Okay, but I guess it's not. You can tell I'm in a silly mood today. This week is family weekend. We're gonna have a packed house. I love family weekend, so the families of all the students can come here and see their babies, see their kids. It's gonna be phenomenal as well. Let's go after this sip of water.
Coach, through a
Boy,
quarter
that was
of
a
the
big
season
sip.
so far, what would you say you've learned about your group so far?
I don't see quitting the guys. Like, we had practice Saturday, Sunday. And usually if you practice 60 or 70% of the plays, you get that day off. You have to, come out there dressed, but you don't have to work. The whole defense came out there padded up. And I said, wow. I said, why do you guys wear your pads? They said, because we didn't feel like we played well. We got to work. And I think everybody but maybe 2 or 3 players on offense padded up. So it's kind of the same sentiment. So I'm proud of the resilience. I'm proud of the way they responded today. Usually the first days of the week are horrendous practices. They worked their butts off today. They really did. We changed the format up a little bit to kind of change it up so they could have something new to look forward to. But they got after it today. They really did. I'm proud of them.
Kind of follow up to that. I believe, and correct me if I'm wrong, but in the past you've said you look for 7 guys on either side of the football. I was just wondering where your numbers are at right now.
Not 7.
Coach Jack Harlow.
Jack, you're early on me today,
How are
baby.
you? I am early. No,
Yeah.
Nick, you too. So
Yeah.
just change things a little bit.
I got a haircut and a clean shave.
You like it? Shout out to Great Clips.
Great clips.
Like
All
it?
right.
They did a good
They
job.
better be paying you, man. Don't give nobody shouts out. Come on, take it from me. Don't give nobody no shout out unless they taking care of you.
Okay. I don't know if they're sponsored.
All right.
Okay.
All right.
There's a video.
Shippers are strapped for time and resources. They need effective tools to analyze data.
If you could speak a little bit more on that.
Dabo Swinney is one of my favorites. I love him to life. I love the man he is, the coach he is. Just a great guy. Just a guy that I could look up to, you know, in this coaching realm. And just looking back on some of the things that they've accomplished, and they've been sitting here before, you know, 1-2, and they turned it all around. I think they ended up 10-2 that season. And why not us? Why can't we turn it around? Why can't we correct the wrongs with the rights and display consistency and do those things? Because we have the talent in house. We just got to put it to usage and do what we are capable of doing.
Hi, Coach. Kind of building off that with your run defense issues early on this season. How much of that has been guys maybe freelancing, not playing within the scheme?
I'm not going to say freelancing. They just miss opportunities. We've had several opportunities to make plays. We just missed the opportunities. We just got to make good on the opportunities. That's it. I don't think they're freelancing. I just think we just don't make the play when the play is afforded to us.
Hey, Coach, Pat Graham, Associated Press. A fun question and a serious one. Number one is, how nice would they have Ice Cube in-house today?
You got to understand, we go way back to 88, 89. So we've been down for a long time. Dub C's there. You know, my other friend Mac 10 wasn't there. He was part of the West Side Connection, which I love. But Cube and I, we hooked up a long time ago in Atlanta, man. And before they had licensing and stuff on the sideline, I remember I wore a lynch mob jacket, like all the way down jacket, all the way like to my ankles on the sideline when I played for the Falcons. He used to come to the games and was on the sideline. He used to come to practice. So we've been cool for a long time, and just to see the maturation and where he's ascended to is unbelievable. He has a concert in Denver as well. That's why he's here. But I love when the guys like that are successful in different realms of life, that has reinvented himself in 3 different times with the Big 3, you know. Then you got the rap game, then you got the movie star he is. Unbelievable, and it says a lot for a lot of young men on our team that can look up and look out for Q.
And the serious one is, and this is no setup, I'm just, when you're evaluating the quarterbacks, what do you want to see and what are you hoping to see against
leadership and consistency? That's it. That ain't much to ask for, is it? Leadership and consistency. I look for that for everyone. Every man, every woman that's involved in my life, leadership and consistency.
Hey, Coach, good to see you.
You too, boss.
It's Scott Proctor at DMVR. Based on what you know about, your personnel on offense, the skill sets of everybody on that unit, what do you feel like the identity of this offense should be, or is that something you guys are still trying to work through and figure out?
You don't want to say what things
Run
should
the ball.
be. I mean, because that just gets you upset when you walk out of here. What things should be. I should be probably 5 pounds heavier right now, but I had the little setbacks. We're getting there, and we're gonna get there within the next maybe Saturday, maybe a couple games after that. But we're gonna get there with the consistency that we desire.
We need to get that right now, Coach. Yeah, you ain't got time to play around with
Coach John
BYU.
Treach, 9
TCU.
News. After the game against Houston, you said you were surprised by how the team played several times. Has that caused you to dramatically change how you prepare the team?
We changed up a little bit. Changed say for instance, you start with tempo. I may not start with tempo. I may start with first down runs. Give me 2 first down plays. Offense and defense, 1s versus 1s, 2s versus 2s. because that's what we're going to start the game off with. And I want us to get 5 yards on first down offensively, and I want us to prevent 4 to 5 yards on defense. So you may change up the structure of how you attack practice to make sure you could get the best out of your young men. You got to understand your team, the dynamics of your team, how we practice. Normally, the first day of the weeks are the worst days of practice, and I don't condone that whatsoever. So we change it up to keep it a little lifelike, and we don't have a long practice, long tenuous practice, but we get a lot done walking through as well as full speed.
Hey, Coach, Brian Howell, the Daily Camera. Just curious if you've decided what you're going to do with quarterback this week.
Yeah, most definitely have. Yeah.
And then as a follow-up to that, don't know what your decision is, but like, as far as Caden goes, what is something you need to see from him that you weren't seeing when he was in the start?
I think I just said a minute ago, leadership, right, is what I want to see from inconsistency from all our guys, not just Caden. Leadership and consistency from all of our guys at that position.
Hey, Coach. Jake Schwantes,
How you
TNVR. Doing well. How you doing? Stopping the quarterback run was an issue for you guys again on Friday night.
Mhm.
Just how frustrating is that keeps popping up and it's
Very,
something that keeps killing you?
Very frustrating. I think we did statistics. I think I may be mistaken, but it's almost like 109-7 are the records of the teams that have given up, I think, surrendered 200 yards rushing. They've lost, to like 109-7. Something as drastic as that. It's a crazy, staggering number. I may not be correct on the number, but I know it's something like that, of that nature. You're not going to win when you give up a couple 100 yards rushing.
The other night after the game, I know you said you didn't want to
Hey,
single
Rob,
out
you ain't
any
about to tell us
defensive
like that.
player after a
Right.
performance like that, but I was wondering how you've seen two freshmen in London Merritt and Alex McPherson come along at edge. It seems like those guys are showing some things to build with moving forward.
All of them are. I think not just those two, all of them are. See, you can't just, you're thinking just because they're freshmen, they're doing a great job. I don't judge them as the year in their age. That don't mean nothing to me. Like a new person in here, you don't want to ask a stupid question, new or old, right? I'm not saying that's stupid. You good with me. You know you're good with me. But no, I don't judge them like that. I don't look out there and say, oh, that's a freshman. No, man. You in a Colorado Buff uniform, you deserve to be on the field. You better do your job. I don't give a darn how old you are or what year you are. You're expected to do a job, and we're going to hold you accountable for it.
Rylan Scholes from Ralph Report. What stands out on tape when you go back and you watch Wyoming?
They're physical up front. I feel like offensive line and defensive line, these guys are physical up front. They coach well, man. I know that's a cliche, but they really are coached well. They're not going to make a lot of mistakes. I don't think they're going to beat themselves. You're going to have to beat them. They're really coached well. And these guys want to win. You got to understand, when you're playing against us, that's, not that we're all that, but it's a chip. You want to, you're going to be on television, you're going to get a chance to shine in front of a national audience, and you want to dominate us. That's the thing. We just got to be prepared for that thought process.
Every week. But
Mark,
that's
this
the
is
weakness
Denver
right
Gazette.
now. Them trenches.
Going back to the identity question, it's which comes first, identity or winning? Winning or identity?
Winning.
How much
I
patience?
don't give a darn what I did. First of all, I don't know coaches that seek identity. I think coaches seek wins. You could call it what you want. It looks the way it looks. I don't care what kind of car we pull up in. Long as we pull out of here with a W, I'm good. So I don't really get into the identity thing, not whatsoever. I would like to do some things better. We like to stop the run. We like to run the ball. We like to be consistent offensively and defensively. We'd love to do those things better, but I can't be narrowed down with what's your identity? What does that mean? What does that mean? What's your identity? I don't even know what that means. Excuse you? I don't think we can hang our hat out. Like Ohio State won the national championship, right? What did they hang their hat on? Running the football. But But they had two. You can't hang your hat on two running backs. You got that's not nothing to hang your hat on. It's got to be. Everybody got two running backs. They can't kick your butt without the line. I don't care how great they are. Without the line, they can't kick your butt. Like, I understand what you're trying to say, but winning is winning, man. It's not one thing you can hang your hat on. I would love to say, shoot, we could do this and we could do that, but you know, you got to have consistency before you start opening your mouth and rambling it off like that. Excuse me? I'm not a patient man. I'm not a patient man on anything. So I'm a fixer, man. I want to fix the problems. I'm not a guy that want to linger and just have that kind of stuff going on. I'm just as upset with some of you watching during when you watch the TV or you're there. I'm just as upset or even more because I know what's supposed to be happening. Like I hear it goes in and I know what's supposed to be happening. It don't happen. So you're upset with that sentiment. But we're going to get it together. I think we have the young, I know we have the young men inside that locker room and the coaching staff to get it together.
Good morning, Coach Prime. Mike Lyle, KUNC Radio. How are you, brother?
How you doing?
Quick question about what you talked about so far this morning. Would you say another word to define this team would be perseverance?
I don't understand the
in
question
terms
or
of
the
where they're
statement.
going right now, in terms of the development. I know it's early on in the season, but as they
I'm
work
not going to
through-
say we're persevering right now. That's like we just staying alive. That's not the correct word for what we're dealing with right now. We really just trying to find consistency in certain areas that will enable us to win. We want this to happen like this. We want this guy to do that. We want this to happen like that. It's a consistency in something that I can see, that I know we're capable of doing, that we have not yet done consistently yet. We've only done it in spurts.
Coach Tyler King with the Denver Gazette. You mentioned all of the guys on the defense and the majority of the offense wanting to come out with their pads on for the first day, the first practice after the game. Does that show you that this group is willing to put the work in to fix things, and that gives you the confidence that you're going to turn it around?
Well, I have the confidence regardless of that. But yeah, I don't, when you say turning around, I don't think we're in a car just running aimlessly the wrong way. I don't feel that way. I feel like we could be better, and we are better. We just have had a hiccup here and a hiccup there that has disarmed us in its totality. And it's no excuse for what transpired last week. No excuse for that.
Hey, Coach. Harrison Simeon, Buffs SI. After the first quarter against Houston, you talked about stopping offenses on early downs.
Mhm.
Have you worked with Robert Livingston in those scenarios? And if so, how so?
Well, we work daily in trying to do what's right and what we're capable of doing with the personnel that we have. Most definitely. Coach, both coordinators are really good. Both all the position coaches as well as the support staff are doing a fantastic job. You know, I remember playing for the Dallas Cowboys way back in the heyday when victories were victories and you were winning your butt off. I remember saying one time, I wish we could watch film in the stadium in front of the whole world, because I want coaches to say, this is the call. This is what was supposed to happen. This is why it didn't happen. Instead of, assessing blame to this person and this person, and you really know the truth. But oftentimes that's not going to happen. One thing about our young man, they're understanding what accountability is, as well as us and the coaching staff. And I take full responsibility and accountability of every darn L we receive. But sometimes young men in life has to understand they're accountable as well for their actions. If you're going to be accountable to go pick up that NIL check, you're going to be accountable for what goes on that field as well. And our kids understand that, and they're holding one another accountable. And I like it. I really do. I love them for that. Thank you, and God bless you all.
He said a lot there. But like I said, it come down to that O-line. I know y'all talking about we got the bigger O-line in the Big 12. That don't mean that they ain't blocking and they ain't moving their feet. I had a teammate in high school. Them boy was 6'6" in high school and was soft as cotton. Look like Tarzan, play like Jane, as my coach said. He was getting looked at by Florida State. Florida State came out there to look at one of my teammates that played receiver. They started asking about him just because his size. That don't mean he can block. That don't mean he can play. What I said, if they that big, they got to be physical. They got to be physical. Yes, they need to run the ball. And it ain't no triple ops. Don't nobody run no triple option no more. Then but Army and Navy probably. I know Army do. But nah. I'm telling you. Here we go with this Pat Sherman stuff. Get out of here with that. Get out of here with that. What I'm saying is they got them in the trenches on both sides of the ball. Then they got to be able to run that thing. Yeah, I think they should run the ball a little more. They should run the ball a little more. You got Trackhawk, Welch, and Price. You got a three-headed monster back there. They need to run the ball a little more to get these quarterbacks to calm down so they won't be so nervous. But at the same time, like I said, you got to block and control the line of scrimmage to even be able to run that thing and get the quarterback time to throw it. Yeah, you can run the ball to set up that play action. You can run the RPOs and all that type stuff. But at the same time, the receiver got to get open, line got to block, running back got to get through that hole and run that peel. It started with that offensive line, just like Coach Prime was saying. Now, Wyoming, if he's saying the Wyoming line that physical, then Colorado going to have to come out and be dominant on them in the trench. You're running the ball, open up everything. But you got to be able to do it. It's one thing to say it, and it's another thing to do it. Look, it ain't going to matter who calling the play. Like Dion just said, if they ain't executing, it don't matter. If they not executing the play, it don't matter. Trust me, I know. You can tell them, I ain't saying this Colorado now, but I'm just saying, if they not executing the play the way it's supposed to be, it don't matter who calling the plays. It don't. And you can literally, this happened to me last Saturday, you can literally tell them what to do before the ball snap, and they don't do it. It don't matter who calling the play. I'm telling you. It's 7 or 8 in the ball. Ain't going to make no difference. They need to run a little zone so they can get a quarterback spot. They can't keep running that man on defense like the majority of the time, and you having these quarterbacks that can run. That's what they need to run a little zone every now and then, especially if the quarterback can run and on certain downs. Man, look, it ain't matter. It ain't the play calling. I'm telling you. Because I told you the last time. You weren't here, but I said the last time. You have to win your one-on-one battle on the field. If the receiver can't win his one-on-one battle, if the running back don't win his battle, if the O-line don't win his battle, the play it don't matter. It don't matter, man. I'm telling you. How you think Nick Saban was bringing in these coaches in a coaching carousel? It didn't matter who called the plays. If you got the players executing the play call, it don't matter who calling it. I'm telling you, it don't matter. Nick Saban had to hire a new coach every year. Offense coordinator, defensive coordinator. He had to hire one every year when the Alabama was rolling. It don't matter. So quit saying it, Pat Sherman this, Pat Sherman that, Livingston this. No. Execution of the play. That's what matters. That's what matters. I'm telling you from experience. I done seen the coach and played in the game, and the coach called the correct play every time. If we would have won the game, we would have played for the conference championship for the first time in school history. 10 people on defense doing what they supposed to do. We turn around and look up with the ball in the air my teammate playing cornerback getting beat. The dude he was guarding, the receiver he was guarding, had 3 catches. He had 3 catches, 3 receptions, and set a school record for receiving yards. 3! So don't tell me it's coaching. Coaching calling, he calling the right plays at the right time. Can you win your one-on-one battle? My teammate lost his battle 3 times. That boy had almost 300 yards receiving and 2 touchdowns. The only reason why he didn't score 3 touchdowns because the first time he tackled him at the 1-yard line. Don't tell me it's coaching. And the play call, I'm telling you, you got to win your one-on-one battle. Look here. It don't matter if all on running 4 slant routes. If he can't get open and the quarterback ain't got time to throw it, it don't matter. I'm telling you, bro. Now, they could throw a little bit more motion in there, like Georgia Tech, but Georgia Tech a whole totally different offense. But what I'm saying is, you got to win your one-on-one battle. Y'all can keep talking about the play call and all this type stuff, but when they execute it right, you got a Heisman Trophy winner, and you got a quarterback that throw over 4,000 yards. It's a totally different offense. Kate Salt ain't Haynes King. It don't work on everybody. It don't. They running the same offense they ran last year. It don't work on everybody. Just like Colorado running the same offense they ran last year. You had a 4,000 passing quarterback and a Heisman Trophy receiver. Both of them won their one-on-one battles. It ain't the play calling. You got to execute the play. That's the main thing. K-Salt ain't playing like he played. If you go watch his Liberty tape, K-Salt ain't played like that. He ain't played like that yet. Like, he look comfortable. He don't look comfortable right now. And I'm thinking it ain't got nothing to do with the playbook. It got to do, he know this his last year, and he know he got a ball out to make it to the NFL. And he got a lot of pressure from the outside for being at Colorado first, stepping in the Shedeur shoes, and dealing what he dealing with off the field. Appreciate you, Lee. Bruh, I'm telling you, that ain't their offense. That's why they can't run the triple option. They can run RPOs and read option. They ain't running no triple option. Why am I gonna run triple option when I got all them weapons at receiver? What I'm saying is, you just got to execute the play. I got 2 more minutes. That's what it come down to. You would say the play call, the coach. Nick Saban had to replace coaches every year. Coach come in 1 year, he got to replace him. And it still ran, and you still won national championship. You still was in competition for a national championship and the SEC championship. What I'm saying is, I ain't talking about the team. I said K-Salt, how he played. That's what I'm saying. They need to get Draylon more involved, and they need to get K6 more involved. K6, and when I'm looking at him, he LeJontay, but a little bit more shifty. And I think he can really be an X factor. Omarion, he still hurt. Cause he ain't play like Omarion Miller, I know. That I've seen the past 2 years. All right, bro. But in the end, this game against Wyoming, before I get off, I think, I think Dion might start again and do the 3 quarterback, or maybe just even 2, because I don't know if Juju in the mix or not. But it's a home game. The next 2 home games. That's why I told y'all on the schedule, I like the tough games they got. Beside the Houston game, I wasn't expecting that. But the tough games they got of the team, they at home. They at home. Let me show y'all one more time before I get off. I gotta eat something real quick. You missing my point, PC. You missing my point. Still gotta execute the play call. To run a full game. I don't think they're gonna let Juju run a full game. I don't know. So besides TCU, I ain't know Utah were gonna be, maybe they still a fluke, but like BYU and Iowa State, and then Arizona State. They won Big 12 last year. So right now you got these 2 home games, then you got away, home, away, home, away, home, away. So yeah. We gonna see. But yeah, I appreciate y'all for coming. Nah, bro, I'm about to eat some cereal, bro. I think he's gonna go back to Salter. But like I said, this game gonna determine. It got to determine who he gonna ride with the rest of the season. Because you can't keep going back and forth. You can't. Nah, I had that Saturday. But yeah, appreciate y'all for coming. Hit that like button, subscribe, and share, and tell your friend about that Money Man. You already know. Y'all already know what time it is.
Face of the crowd, I ain't just a QB, I'm a brand with a code. Every step I took had to carry that load, but I ain't blink once, I just step with grace. Now my data screenshot every play I lace. They ain't believe me, now I'm throwing threes. Epic gold, throwing touchdowns with ease. Told them all, just give me time. Now the whole world see I'm prime. They ain't believe me, but I stayed down. Put chain on froze. I run this town. They ain't believe me, but I stayed down. Put chain on froze. Now I run this town. They didn't believe I could lead. Didn't believe I could win. But belief ain't required. Results are. From the Sandlot throws to the Pro Bowl dreams. Built from fire, raised by kings. They ain't believe me, but I believe twice. Now I'm QB1 and it's the price. They ain't believe me, now I'm throwing threes. FP gold, throwing touchdowns with ease. Hold them all, just give me time. Now the whole world see I'm prime. They ain't believe me, but I stayed down. Chain on froze, now I run this town. Now I run this town. Coach Prime.